beef at Richmond. Wacky Richmond. I'm Bug Fever. He's Bassmasters. Welcome to the Rowdy.com Big 3 Mecca Edition.
This is the Heath Calhoun.
Why is it the Mecca edition?
Because people from Richmond call Richmond Mecca.
You know what? If Richmond is your Mecca, I'm sorry. I love Richmond, but come on.
It's a little much. It's a little much to take.
I love the track, but the city of Richmond?
Exactly.
Come on.
I'm not running the place down, don't get me wrong, but
I wouldn't want to live there.
Pick a Mecca? Richmond?
I would pick something perhaps in
Mecca.
There you go.
Go for Mecca.
All right, the Mecca of racing is the Richmond International Raceway.
Let's talk about our keys to the race. Key number 1, Bassmasters.
That's got to be handling, and specifically, I think you look at turn 2, I think, which is a tricky turn out there, because the car does get a little light and want to get thrown towards the wall. So if you can get your car to turn in the center and get back on the gas, you'll be in good shape here. The thing about Richmond is there are so many options for drivers for where to run the race car and also how to get through the corners. Kevin Harvick talked about putting your left wheel down on the apron to help get the car to rotate and turn. So there's a lot that drivers can do, which is why the racing should be nearly as good as it was last week. But unlike last week, most of the drivers will actually love what's going on out there instead of getting out of their cars and complaining about it.
The one thing I love about Richmond is a lot of times you see two cars neck and neck for lap after lap. And, you're used to seeing the bottom car take over and go ahead and get the lead. But it doesn't always happen, and it's really great racing. To parrot my main man, Barry Dotson, champion crew chief, what he told me, and I thought it was an interesting point, he said that the track is really worn down, but it's not totally worn down on the high groove. So go for the high groove. There should be some guys, yes, in turn 2. He warned me. He said turn 2 is treacherous.
That's where you get wrecked a lot.
And it really is.
You'll see guys get up and get into the wall there, I think.
All right, so if key 1 is handling specifically turn 2, what is the second key in your minds to the Richmond International Raceway then?
I think it comes down to a little bit of pit strategy at the end. We've seen this in the last few races. And specifically, you think about Phoenix. But last year, in this race, Denny Hamlin once again was very, very strong, but had a choice to make as far as tires went and got mired back in traffic with a bad pit stop. Then Kyle Busch got out front, took 4 tires with 90 laps to go, and was able to get to the front with those 4 tires when a lot of guys stayed out. So that was a good call. But then near the end of the race, Tony Stewart and Jeff Burton made 4 tire calls, and they almost got there. They almost made it back to the front. So with Richmond and the nice wide racing groove, new tires can get you there. Now, who do you see in victory lane come Sunday?
Denny Hamlin would be the most logical choice.
Denny Hamlin has dominated this race. I think really this track 3 races in a row. Only has 1 win to show for it. I like Denny. I like Kyle Busch. Kevin Harvick is a guy with a really strong driver rating here. But the thing about it is, if you look at the finishes here recently, Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, and Mark Martin have been very strong here recently. It kind of feels like a Hendrick Motorsports versus Joe Gibbs situation to me.
I'm going to say the way Jeff Gordon is running and the way his attitude is, I'm going to go ahead and put him in victory lane. I think he could do it. Now, Denny Hamlin is an obvious choice, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Jeff Gordon. I think he's so freaking due for a win.
I'm going to go with Kyle Busch just because he's been super strong here, only finished outside the top 5 twice in 10 races. I think Kyle Busch is about ready to start winning again. I'm going to say Richmond is the place where it happens. I'm going to go with Kyle Busch this week.
Any wild cards?
David Rudiman had a good run here a couple years ago. Very good run, was leading some laps, so maybe this is a place where he could sneak up on somebody. All right, that's been your Rowdy.com Big 3 for Buck Fever and Buzz Kittler. I'm Bassmasters. We'll be back here Monday to talk about what happened at the action track.
Denny's victory.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.